Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a tutorial on this look right here. I absolutely love how it came out. I did a wearable daytime look, if you will, because I wanted it to be really soft. I absolutely love, you guys know, the reds and oranges and yellows and the corals. I just love that whole color family on that color wheel. It's just basic color theory, makes blue eyes pop. So I love working with those, and I've done so many of those type of looks lately, but I feel like they've all been kind of more on the neon and more of the brights, whereas this is more of a wearable daytime look, if you will, because these shades are pastel. So I absolutely love the palette. I use the KoKo collab palette. This is their, I think this is round 3 of their collaboration, and I did get the entire bundle, so I used everything in the tutorial. I used the highlights. I got 2 lippies and then a lip liner, which I used as eyeliner. So yeah, you guys will see me use the entire collection. So if you guys want to see how I created this look and the entire collection and hear my thoughts about it and get a review, then just keep watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell right next to it so YouTube will notify you every time I upload. And if you guys are new, welcome to the video. My name is Lauren Jade. I am 57. I have aging, crepey, wrinkly skin with hooded eyes that are slightly downturned. Yeah, I know. It's a whole different animal. So I'm always looking for ways to add structure and definition and depth and dimension to this hooded eye. So I do things a little bit differently on my channel. I don't really follow a typical one-size-fits-all YouTube tutorial where they go into the crease with a large fluffy brush and windshield wiper some color, because that doesn't work. It just is a hot mess if you try to do that with hooded eyes, because first of all, with hooded eyes, you don't have an actual crease. You have some skin fold that hangs down called the hood, and so you kind of have to do things a little bit differently, and that is what I do. I have found ways to work with my eye shape. So that is it. If you guys want to see how I created this look, then just keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's just get right into this tutorial. I have already went ahead and primed my eyes. I used MAC's Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. I'm setting this with a little bit of translucent powder. And then I'm going to grab a little bit extra on this Real Techniques sponge. And I'm going to put some underneath my eyes to catch any fallout from these glittery shades. Might as well do a little baking while I'm at it, because why not? All right, so we're going to be playing in the KoKo Kylie round 3 collaboration. That palette looks like this. I did get the collection bundle. So the other items is a highlighter, and then I've got 2 lippies. I'm going to be putting these on my lips. I'm going to be wearing the highlighter, and then it came with a lip pencil. So that is what we've got going on. And before I go ahead and bronze my crease up, which I'm going to do, I'm going to dip into this dark brown shade here, and I am going to just kind of put in a little bit of a liner here with this shadow, taking it thinner on the inner corner, and then as I get to the outer corner, I'm going to make it just a little bit thicker. And you can just see how that kind of opens up the eye and really kind of helps to, when your eyes are slightly downturned, it really helps to have the liner a little bit thicker on the end. I just feel like it just kind of creates the illusion that the eye is not so downturned. You can kind of see I'm just putting in this little tiny liner right there, and you can see it already gives me a little bit of that little cat eye effect. I really like to do this step first. I just feel like it really kind of helps me to kind of see my socket shape, and it also kind of acts as tape, so I'm not taking my shadows like way out to here because I don't like a lot of color out here. I like more my inner corner shading. It gives me that really sultry fade, and I like that structure and definition on the inner corner. And like out here, I just like everything really nice and airbrushed and airy. I can't stand a lot of color out here, so that is why I do this step. So I'm going to, now that I have this kind of little tiny wing, I'm going to connect it to my lower lash line and start to kind of smoke this out. I like the wing to kind of connect with the lower lash line smoke, so that is what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to start the actual wing here. It's kind of a little shadow smoky wing. And then I'm just going to connect it inward. The beauty of doing a little shadow wing is it doesn't have to be perfect because it's smoky, and I love that. I love the effect that it has. It kind of has that little 90s grunge vibe. I'm with the band. I woke up like this, and I like that. So I'm going to take this, which is actually a lip liner, but for me it's too dark as a lip liner, so I'm going to use this as an eyeliner. This is the Handbag Ho, and I'm going to just put this on the outer edge here and just kind of smudge this into the upper lash line here. And then I'm going to take a flat to finer brush, and I'm just going to pull that out into a cat eye, and I'm going to pull it into the shadow wing that is going to be surrounding it, because I'm just going to pull that right in there. I'm going to bronze up my crease now. I'm going to go into this KoKo Collection Pressed Powder Palette. It's a bronzer, a blush, and it has two highlights. I'm using my Sigma E35. I love this brush for this step, and I'm just kind of tapping the excess off on the outer corner here, and then I'm going to lightly swirl this right onto my socket bone. I just want a nice wash of color with this bronzer. I'm going to pick up a little bit extra and kind of swirl a little bit on the inner corner and kind of connect it to my nose contour. I just feel like this gives such a nice sultry fade to the look. And I'm going to brush a little bit up towards the brow just to kind of soften that whole area up there. All right, so I'm going to dip into the palette, and the first shade I'm going to take is this one right here. Is this Always True? No, wait, True Love. See, I don't know, but I'm taking this pastel-y pinky rose shade right here. I'm taking this on my Smith 232 blending brush, and I'm putting this right, here's my natural crease right here. I'm going to take this right on my socket bone. I'm going to go back in with that first brush that I used and just kind of blend out the edges. I am going to build this color up a little bit, so I'm going to go back in a couple of times and repeat the process. It's the apply blend type of technique. This brush is just perfect for getting that nice flush and seamless blend and give you that really airbrushed finish out here. All right, I'm going to use this. I got kind of a nice wash of color. I'm going to use this same shade, and I'm going to map out my fake crease. I'm going to use a Sephora Pro 207 angled liner brush for this step. And I'm just going to place a little dot right on my skin fold. You want to be able to see this fake crease when your eyes are open and you're looking straight ahead. So if you put that little dot right on the skin fold and you can see it, then you're good to go, and you can just carve out your fake crease. This adds a little bit of depth and dimension into the crease, and gives you a new crease actually. So that is why I do this step. And I'm taking this just a few millimeters above my natural crease. Now everybody's eye shape is different. Everyone has different levels of hoodedness, so you might have to adjust where your crease is and where you want your new fake crease. So I do this step all the time because I feel like it just really adds depth and dimension to the hooded eye and really starts to give it some shape and some structure. And with hooded eyes, you kind of need that. I need that anyway, I feel like. So for my eye shape, I'm just following the natural contour of my eye. So I'm just right on my socket bone directly above my natural crease. And the beauty of putting in a fake crease and kind of mapping out this shape is you can create any shape you want. You can take this, your little fake crease, and you can do it in the shape of a wing, just kind of wing it out. I've done that before, but I'm just doing this basic shape because this is what I like. I feel like this is the most flattering for my eye shape, so this is why I do this step. And it just really adds depth and dimension into this hooded eye. And when you have hooded eyes, you really need to have some structure and definition. You just can't go in and follow a typical YouTube tutorial and swashbuckle that color all over the place in the crease, because first of all, those of us with hooded eyes, we don't have a crease. We have a hood and some skin fold that hangs down over our lid space. So working with the hooded eye is a little bit of a different animal, if you will. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to grab my, all right, I'm just going to soften now this line, and I'm using an M433 from Morphe for this step, and I'm going right straight into the socket bone. Most of these are blending brushes, they're tapered, so they have the bristles on the side of the brush which actually do the blending for you. So when you hold the brush horizontally, you can just plug it right in there into the socket and it will just literally blend it out for you. If you hold the brush down here and you just are going back and forth in windshield wiper, you are going to get that harsh line and it's not going to be blended. So that is why I do like this and hold the brush up like this. Kind of blends that right there for you. I'm going to go back in with that first fluffy round E35 from Sigma blending brush and just buff now the edges. All right, I went ahead and I kind of buffed out that pinky, rosy pinky corally shade and blended it into the bronzer. And by putting in the actual crease line with this angled brush, I now kind of have a gradient going from light to the darkest, which is the actual crease line. So now I'm going to go into this yellow shade right here. I've done so many coral and yellow looks as of late. I did the Natasha Denona, I did the Huda Beauty one, and then I did another one using the new Lime Prime yellow palette with the coral. So they've all been neon, so these are more pastel, so I felt like it was okay to just do another yellow corally type look. I'm gonna map out my lid space now. But I just love yellows anyway. It's just basic color theory. That whole yellow, reds, oranges, and corals, that whole family just really makes it blue eyes pop. I'm taking a little bit of that also into the inner corner. All right, before I add my shimmer, I think I'm gonna grab a little bit more of this Trüsseldorf shade on this flat definer brush. And I'm just going to stamp and wiggle. So I'm kind of wiggling right between my lashes here. And I'm just gonna stamp the root of this upper lash line. Just to add a little bit of depth, since with all of the blending, some of it just kind of faded a little bit. Just gonna stamp here too, and then I'm just gonna kind of connect that in right there. I can tell that this is gonna be a great everyday palette. This look to put together was literally just like effortless. Yeah, I'm gonna spritz this brush with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus. This is just a Bobbi Brown cream color brush. And I'm gonna go into this shimmery rose gold one here. These kind of have that metal foil effect to them where they have that kind of wet look kind of. And these are also kind of, I don't know what the right word is, but they kind of pull a couple of different shades. I don't know if you call them multi-chrome or duochromes, but they have different shifts. Like this rose gold one, it kind of looks a little bit gold, but then it also kind of looks a little bit rose pink. So yeah. And I'm not going to take this all the way to the inner corner because I want that yellow in there. So I'm just going to put this kind of like in the middle and then like in the back here. All right, I'm going to go in now and just kind of put the final touches on. I'm going to pick back up this corally shade on this Sephora Pro Angled 207 brush, and I'm going to take this and just kind of re-intensify that fake crease line, if you will. I call it the border because I don't know what else to call it, and it's just an easy way to kind of understand. It's the area between the shimmer and your matte in the crease. So I'm just going to re-intensify this. I like to go over the edges of the shimmer as well. I just feel like it really helps to get in there and clean up, kind of dust away any shimmer, and also just kind of re-intensify that crease. This was like so effortless. This is going to be a nice everyday look. And because it's pastels, you can do the yellows and the corals and the shimmer, and you're good to go. With the neons, they're not quite, I don't feel as wearable, I guess, for like everyday things like this is. Like this is just stunning. I am loving it. My melts blur, as I've said before, I don't know where I'd be in my eyeshadow game without this shade. I absolutely love it. I'm going to take my Smith 232 and I'm just going to dust some of that right out here, just like I would if I were using a bone shade. And I'm going to pick up the edges of the colors that I've got going on out here and just make it all airbrushed and seamless. Just really kind of dust it all away. All right, I am super excited. I love this look. I'm going to go in with my Lamar powder brush. I'm going to dust away the powder. And I'm going to touch up my face using the KoKo collection of palette. I'm going to grab the bronzer and a little bit of the blush. This bronzer is a little bit, all right, so I'm going to use the highlight that came in the bundle. It's called True Mama. It really is a stunning color. It's got kind of a, almost like a iced champagne, kind of rose goldish, glittery effect. I'm going to grab my, all right, so I'm going to take this just dry, and I have a feeling I'm probably going to have to spritz this brush with some setting spray because I tried this on the other day and I didn't feel like I got much pop. So blinding highlight would not be the word I would use to describe this at all. Yeah, like I'm not seeing anything over here. I'm not sure if the camera's picking anything up. But yeah, if you want a blinding highlight, the Ofra highlighters, as you guys know, I rave about them all the time on my channel. I'm going to spritz this brush All right, so I have loaded the highlight on this Sigma F35 tapered highlight brush because I don't want to like spray the brush and then dip a wet brush into the product. So I'm gonna just spritz the brush like this. And see if that helps. Yes, you can see there's a difference. Look, I can see it now. I suppose if you've never tried any other highlighters, I guess somebody would think this was blinding highlight, but yeah, no, it's good. I'm not gonna say it's not. You know, it's okay. It's not, you know, if you were looking to blind somebody, this is not gonna do it. All right, time to go in with the lip stuff here, and I'm gonna line my lips first. I'm using the Buxom Plump Line in the shade White Russian. I have a little bit of this on already, and I have a little bit of chapstick on. This is in the shade Allergic to Bullshit. I love this color though. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Todd Crane's. All right, I'm going to spray and dry my face using the Kylie setting spray, and then I'm going to come back and give you guys my final thoughts. All right, guys, so that completes the look, and I absolutely love it. I love, you know, that whole reds, yellow, oranges. You guys know it just makes blue eyes pop. It's just basic color theory on the color wheel. But, yeah, I just feel like this is a nice kind of toned down, more wearable version compared to, like, some of the other looks that I did. And I'm going to kind of show you guys those at the end of this video, so you can watch any of those tutorials as well. And I'm also going to include a screenshot of the stock photo of what you get in this bundle. Now, I bought the entire bundle, which was $95, but I believe this palette retails separately for, I want to say, $42 maybe. I don't quote me. I'm going to list it all, though, at the end, so stay tuned for that, so you can see the stock photo of the bundle and what you get in the collection. And that is it for today's video. This is the look. I absolutely love how it came out. I do feel like the mattes blended extremely well. I felt like the shimmers, of course, had a little bit of fallout. I never really talk about powdery kickback at all. If you guys notice, like, I just don't mention it because I feel like if it's a powder, it's going to have some kind of a kickback. I do feel like, though, the softer the shadows are, you know, you have a little bit more, maybe, just because they're so soft. Some are like the Sahara Desert, though. It's like a lot of sand and kick up and just... you know, so yeah, we've all had those, but not bad at all. I thought that the shimmers, you know, were beautiful. They are not super overpowering. Bam, right there. But as you can see, very soft and subtle and completely wearable. You could totally wear this out to lunch. You could rock this at night, just day to night, just yeah, so those are my thoughts, and stay tuned at the end for these photos. And thank you guys so much for watching. Mwah! Love you guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye.